Magical Monday, woohoo, magical Monday. We've got some magic on this Monday. I don't know if my phone's gonna stay. Well, I'm in the teepee again. Whoop whoop. We've got some beautiful autumn weather here. And I am here with you, and I'm so happy. So, Saturday evening, this just past Saturday, I got to hold the very first Wild Woman gathering. It was here at my home in the teepee. It was the most magical night of my life, and I know of most of the other women's lives as well. We really got to create something together that was beyond what I could have ever expected. But there were some women that weren't able to come, either because they had kids or because they just were going through some tough things. So I wanted to just extend that these Wild Women group gatherings are just one aspect. I'm going to be doing full Wild Woman days, sessions, so like a Wild Woman kind of VIP day, if you want to think of it in that way. But this is just the beginning. This teepee, this Wild Woman, is really going to be expanding because I feel like this is the missing link. So if you're thinking, man, I wish I could do that, or I'd love to do that, but I need more than a group thing. I need some real concentrated effort, and PM me and let me know, because we can get that scheduled to do something really amazing. And if you wanted your kids to be involved, it's a very unique process that can happen. So here we are at Magical Monday, and let's see what card we get to choose today. Good morning if you're on here live with me. You could comment, say hello, and if you're watching the replay, please comment and say hello so I can see you and know who you are and what you're doing out there. Let me know how you're doing today. The card today is Magical Self. Of course it is, because it's just so perfect. Good morning, Krista. Oh, Magical Self. I feel like that is the perfect card for after our Saturday gathering. We all walked away from that as our magical selves. Like, really, wow. We are so much more than we ever thought possible. That was kind of the big theme, that, despite fears or anything else going on, we are beautiful, magical women. So, this card is really all about inviting in to our lives. So, being the magical creature, really accepting that I am magical. And whatever that means to you, there are some women in this group who follow a more magical spiritual practice. There's others that don't follow a magical or magic-making spiritual practice. But what does magic mean to you? Does it mean just bringing your unique gifts and talents into the world? That's kind of how I see my magic. In the Native American cultures, they call it medicine. What is your medicine, right? And it's a matter of, what does that mean to you? What is your medicine that you're meant to bring into the world? And this week, I love this because I really want to dive into our magical selves, and I want to talk about relationships. And this could be relationships, most importantly, intimate, or our partner or our spouse, relationships in love and intimacy and connection. I was talking a couple weeks ago about getting intimate with ourselves and really letting ourselves feel connected again. And this is the second aspect of the wild, sexy magic. I've talked about it just a little bit. I started talking about it last week. But this is really the second implement aspect. The wild is reconnecting and freeing our wild selves. We talked a lot about that last week, of what that wild self, that wild woman really wants and needs and desires. And this aspect, the sexy aspect, is actually bringing ourselves into a space of feeling loved, adored. So do you feel love, adored, honored, free in your relationship? And if you're single, are these the things that you're actually thinking about for your relationship? I know that I've talked to a lot of single women, and they would like a partner, and they think they desire certain things, but they're really not clear about what it is that they truly want. Good morning, Lonice. And as we allow ourselves to really see, what do we want out of our partner? And I know firsthand, I have talked to probably, I've talked to probably about 50 of the women in this group. And I can say that more than half of those women have had a relationship just like I have had in the past, of feeling unsupported, not feeling loved or adored, really just kind of not knowing where the relationship is going to go at some points, feeling very lost in the relationship. And I can now say that I have come to a point that I've healed my marriage so much. And the surprising aspect that I didn't know was possible was my husband healing through the work that I was doing. And not just through the work that I was doing, but who I was able to be. And it's not just about us, right? Our magical journey affects everybody around us. And when we really step up and allow ourselves to realize that our magical, wild selves are waiting, just waiting. That was one of the big things on Saturday evening's gathering, it was like our wild woman was literally, someone said it was like pushing the door. It was just waiting. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me. I'm here. There was just something so powerful, and I feel like it's not just the women that were here on Saturday night. I know that the women in this group, their wild woman is dying to get out, right? It's just like, please let me free. I am ready. And with that comes a healing of being loved. And it's such an amazing connection to see that once we've gone through the process of healing ourselves and becoming whole, the next process that just naturally happens is our love relationships heal. And they become whole. We pull our partners into the healing aspects, and we actually help heal them in a way that they just one day go, what have you done? What you're doing is working. And I get this a lot from my own husband, where he goes, you're doing things and they're working, and I can't explain them, but he can tell that he is actually different. He hasn't done the work. And yet, from what I'm able to do and now able to teach my clients what to do, I'm showing them how to heal their marriages and their relationships. And I think we've all been through these times where we went, well, do we make it work? Do we not? Or how do we do it? And I think this is one of those things where it's worth trying to see what is possible. I never thought in a million years that I would be able to help heal my husband. And when this has happened, I'm getting a lot of kind of feedback from the women that I'm working with that it's an amazing, miraculous aspect of this wild woman, this wild, sexy, magical program that they're doing. So I just want to really focus on the fact that our magical selves, everything is possible, right? When we see ourselves as magical beings, everything opens up to us. And suddenly it's not about, doing the work and making sure that you have the right coach or the right course or the right whatever. It's about stepping fully into our magical self and saying, I'm ready to do this, right? And this magical self, I love this line. It says, I release all thoughts that the control lies outside of me. That is living our magical selves. Realizing that we are the ones who will heal, change, and transform our lives. I've talked to a lot of women, and usually they do not end up working with me. And then I talk to them a year later, and a year later. Some of the women that I've talked to for the past 2 or 3 years, and they've not worked with me. And guess what? They're still in the same space. And what saddens me is sometimes they're even deeper down. Sometimes they're even more lost. And they've forgotten, the whole world has forgotten how to get back in touch with our magical selves. And this part of my work is really difficult for me. Offering aspects to women who I know that it would change their life in a course of 3 sessions. 3 sessions, that's it. I know it would change their entire lives in 3 sessions. And they walk away. And I hear from them year after year asking for help, and yet unable to take what I am offering them. Knowing that 3 years ago they could have been on their magical journey, living their purpose, monetizing their purpose, really in amazing, passionate, fulfilling relationships. And so I don't want to see that happen anymore. I really want to create space where women feel like, okay, I'm ready. This is enough, right? Have we had enough? Because that's really what it is. We can decide how much we're willing to take. And I decided at the beginning of this year that I wasn't going to do that anymore. I wasn't just going to stand by, but I was going to do everything possible to create real transformation, which is how this Facebook Live came about, which is how the planner came about, which is how Wild, Sexy, Magical, that, in crazy, awesome work, healing work came about. And all of these things that are coming through me now are just gifts to the world. What gifts do you have to the world that are not coming out? Because this is really what matters. It's not just my gifts. My gifts help the women in this tribe. Your gifts help the women in your tribe. Do you have a tribe? Are you giving your gifts the way that you are meant to be giving them? Is your home life supportive? Is your relationship on fire? Is there passion? Is there romance? Is there actual love? Because all these things matter. All these things are important. And they are what makes us whole. Because I've talked with so many women who are looking for something outside of themselves to fill the hole. Right? We don't need things outside of us filling up our lives anymore. What we need is for us to realize our magical self. So, on that note, I am going to enjoy my teepee space for a little while longer. I still have it all kind of set up. I don't want to take it down. I have to take it down on Wednesday, but we had magical pins, and everybody brought a crystal and put it around, and we were all seated in just this amazing space. My kids we came out here yesterday to do our homeschooling on a Sunday. That's what you can do when you homeschool. We came out here and I was like, let's do teepee time. And it's so cute because they have their own planners that they're like learning how to copy the letters with, and then they're drawing. I think this is Skyanne's, and I want to show you what she did because it was just so cute. Oh, let's see if, yes, oh my gosh. So she planned out her Halloween festival. She put here that this is spooky stories. We're all going to tell spooky stories and light candles and make jack-o'-lanterns, and she's going to wear her fairy outfit. And I just love that she took this little festival planning guide. So if a 4-year-old can use this festival planning guide, anybody can, right? And it was just so amazing to see her really getting into it and excited about planning Halloween and filling in all the hearts, and they're just having a really amazing time with it. So if it's possible that you're getting them through your charter, and you can get one for your child as well, for them to actually, I told Sky, and I said, what is it that you desire? What do you want me to write for your goals? And she's like, I want so many babies. And I was like, I'm not quite sure how to write that in there. Baby dolls or babies. Skyanne just wants a baby. That's her wish. But it's amazing to see how these can really pull into what we do affects our kids. Even just getting them some blank paper and allowing our kids to have rituals with us. Watching you do daily things like journaling. They can draw with you. They can pull them into this space of creating time to dream and to plan and to vision. Because this is something that they will just automatically pull into their lives. They will think more positively. They will create the lives that they desire rather than thinking that it's not possible, right? And so all of this comes full circle into us. What are we willing to do right now to be our magical selves? So I hope you all have a beautiful, thank you Krista and Lonice for being on here live with me today. I hope you guys have a beautiful, magical day, and I will see you all tomorrow. And feel free throughout the week, put posts up. What's going on? What is your magical self really desiring of you right now? How can you create that space for that to happen? Do you need more support? Do you need more? What do you need? Just throw a post out there. Let us know how we can support you and what's going on in your life. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.